What if I told you that we are possibly moments away from all becoming dust? Every human, every animal, every single living thing completely wiped from the face of the earth, and there's nothing anyone can do about it. Sounds scary, right? Well, I'll tell you why this possibility may become a reality, and it's way more feasible than you think. This is the inevitable end of humanity. Out there, that beautiful, shimmering vastness, it is a cosmic horror show. You are floating on a tiny ball of dirt orbiting a giant nuclear reactor in the middle of a universe that does not care about you, me, or anything we have ever built. Isn't that fun? Alright, that's a bit depressing. Before I get into how we could all be, decommissioned, we'll start back here. Welcome to Earth. Population, you, me, and our shared, crippling existential dread. Life's pretty good here on Earth, right? We got plants, got animals, got Wi-Fi. Sure, we have our problems, climate change, economic inequality, and a whole bunch of stuff that'll keep you up at night, but hey, we're alive. We tend to live pretty busy lives. Most of the time, you're just trying to keep up with everything. Work, social lives, daily chores. You have a million things to do before you can even start thinking about our future as a species. Or the end of our species. So most people don't, really, unless it's past 9 p.m. Let's face it, by the time you're done with your day, the last thing on your mind is, how do we as a species avoid the inevitable heat death of the universe? Point is, we don't get much time to think about the sheer fragility of our life. That's probably a good thing though. If you think about it too long, you'll realize, oh god, we're orbiting a literal time bomb. Yeah, that's right, the sun. Our friendly little solar furnace has been doing its thing for about 4.6 billion years, but one day it's going to expand and toast us all like marshmallows. It's pretty ironic actually, our entire lives are spent literally revolving around this massive ball of energy, and yet if we don't manage to get off this place we call Earth, the very thing giving us life is going to take it away from us by frying us to a crisp. Our existence is incredibly fragile. We could be snuffed out at pretty much any moment in, frankly, too many different ways. Hell, we could get obliterated right now. Okay, I was worried for a second. This place is a death trap. And by this place, I mean any of this place. Anywhere at any moment ever is a death trap for, life? What I'm trying to say is, we're not safe anywhere at any point in time, and there's nothing we can do about it. Cool. That's right, our universe is a huge, indifferent killing machine. Statistically, you have lived longer than most modern humans have so far, and yet you're still sat there staring blankly at your screen. Please blink, you're making me uncomfortable. Alright, let's talk about asteroids for a second. Remember these guys, big, stompy lizards, right? Roaming about, minding their own business, when suddenly an asteroid shows up, wipes out about 3/4 of life on Earth, and the rest is history. Well, those bumpy space rocks aren't quite done yet. While we're a bit more advanced than whatever this guy over here is, we're still a prime target for getting blasted. We could get taken out by a measly asteroid in even just a few years, despite having the capabilities to detect them. Sure, we've got satellites, space telescopes, and Elon Musk shooting cars into space, but that doesn't mean we're safe. Have you ever seen the movie Don't Look Up? While not entirely scientifically accurate and a bit of an exaggeration, a rogue asteroid can still decimate us. Despite our fancy asteroid detection systems, we might not even see it coming. You know, because space is huge and we're pretty terrible at tracking things. Unless it's your personal data. Normally, when we think about asteroids wiping us out, we're worried about the ones like the kind that killed the dinosaurs, flung straight at the Earth like a dodgeball, thanks to Jupiter and its gravitational field. Well, it seems like we found something catastrophically worse than that. Back in 2014, a meteorite slammed down into Earth, but this wasn't any run-of-the-mill meteorite, no. A couple of Harvard astrophysicists found out that this thing entered our atmosphere on a hyperbolic trajectory. Now, that might sound like some random science jargon to you, and I can already hear you mentally clocking out, but it's pretty much just a fancy way of saying this rock was not from around here. This particular meteorite was hurtling towards us at such a speed that meant it wasn't bound to the orbit of our sun. It was so fast it wasn't affected by the sun's gravitational pull. That points to one thing. it wasn't from our solar system. It was an interstellar object. Thankfully, this one was only about 3 feet in diameter, but a larger one could be devastating to human life. And since they travel at speeds so much faster than a normal meteorite, they don't have to be as big, and they're infinitely harder to stop. Good luck defending against a literal space bullet, humanity. Rocks aren't the only thing we should be worried about, though. Picture this: 2 neutron stars collide, or maybe a massive star decides it's had enough one day and collapses in on itself. You know, just everyday space stuff. Boom, a gamma ray burst. One powerful enough burst within 10,000 light years of us, and our atmosphere starts to break. Uh-oh, that's bad. This would set off a chain of events that will completely annihilate humans. We'll be dead, like dead. Properly dead. These bursts can be so powerful that, if close enough, they could potentially fry our entire planet's atmosphere in seconds, and we won't even see it coming. If a close enough one happens in our general direction, we are gone. No ominous glow in the sky, no cosmic warning signs, just death. The instant kind. Fortunately, gamma ray bursts not only have to be powerful enough and close enough to us, but they also have to be aimed in our direction, since they shoot out of stars directionally, like a laser. So the good news is the chance of this happening is pretty slim. The bad news? Slim doesn't mean zero. In case you weren't paranoid enough, I'll give you a few more examples. Supervolcanoes, viruses from space, those weird black spots on bananas. Okay, maybe not that last one. Human life is so fragile, we could go extinct at pretty much any moment, and it doesn't even need to be from space. We are one stupid politician away from bombing each other into the dirt. The thought of extinction by our own doing is honestly pretty funny, but only because it has to be. How is it that we managed to get this far? We're a bunch of idiots. Anyway, these are all ways we could conceivably die out in the coming years, but even if we did manage to survive a little longer, there's gonna come a point where human existence is wiped out. It's just a matter of time. Here's a fun one: Andromeda. You see that beautiful galaxy over there? Well, it's headed straight for us, and it ain't slowing down. A couple more presidents, a few AI revolutions, and about 4.5 billion years later, our galaxy and that speedy blur are gonna have a nice little fender bender. Best case scenario, we merge. Worst case, our solar system gets flung straight into the void. It's kinda hard to worry about Rent when our entire galaxy is on a collision course with another galaxy. What? I mean, think about it. We have a front row seat to the greatest intergalactic car crash of all time. Maybe the world's slowest car crash, and instead of cars, it's galaxies, and instead of airbags, we've got, well, nothing, but, never mind. I wasn't ever good at analogies. So, what's the point? If we're all potentially destined to get wiped out by something, whether in the next week or in 5 billion years, why bother? Well, you nihilistic you. Maybe that's exactly the reason why you should bother. The universe might destroy us tomorrow. Hell, mathematically it's a wonder you even exist right now. But you're here. That's right, you have won the existential lottery. Life. So, be happy you're alive, because that could change at any moment. Somehow, against all the odds, you're existing in a tiny, fragile window of time where life can thrive. You're conscious, aware, and you're able to scroll through TikTok at 3 a.m. on a weekday. What a life. Let's not forget the small joys in life. That favorite TV show of yours, the one time you found a $5 in your pocket, or when your dad told you he was proud. It all matters because it's fleeting. You could be dead tomorrow. We all could. But until that actually happens, we've got this strange, chaotic little moment to live in. So let's do it. Live in spite of the universe's cold indifference. Let it throw whatever it's got at us. We can't stop it, so we might as well just not worry. Let galaxies collide. Let stars burn out. Because right now, we are alive against all odds, and that's pretty damn cool. The universe might not care about our life, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't. We're all gonna die, and that's okay, don't you think? If you like being filled with existential dread and for some reason want more, click here. Oh, and subscribe.